I have Minato versus the third Raikage,
Yeah.
and Swag and Clyde did a video on this,
Hmm.
which is unlisted now, and I can send it to you. But it's really interesting. I really want to know the fucking like
Yeah,
what's
I've
your point.
seen one video that I've seen on that
Minato's
topic was
boss.
with Swag Kage kind of covering it too, with Minato versus him. And it's interesting. Like, obviously, I'm just spitballing. I'm just going off my memory. If I were to do my homework first and you name it, then I could really be able to give you an answer. But from my memory and just spitballing, from what I've seen so far, like, Minato's very fucking powerful. And what I do at least am aware of is that he does have statements, like with just his Rising Gun power. Even though it doesn't say his Rising Gun, it just says his power alone rivals the power of a Rising Shuriken. So that could either be, if you want to be really fucking ratty, you can say either his Taijutsu, Kunai, Rising whatever, but I'm pretty sure that's implying towards Rising his ninjutsu. So, like, if you take that into context, that's how powerful he was, at least in base, with his Rising not even Sage Mode or especially KCM. Like, we see Sage Mode Naruto, and even though it's a Shadow Clone, and Shadow Clones only have a tenth of power, it's at least stated, of the original user, he does a full power Rising Shuriken, and just slams that shit on the third Raikage, and that motherfucker just eats it, and it's even his elemental weakness. I mean, that kind of gives a flashback to Kakazu. Yeah, Kakazu got shit on, yet this motherfucker is like, nah, bitch, that's nothing. Give me some more. And like showing that even the strongest wind style enhanced with Sage Mode is not even enough to break his fucking armor, which is insane. You know what I mean? So like,
Oh, if I remember correctly, it broke through a little bit.
uh, did it? Because I don't remember that.
No,
I can
no.
try and find it, but if you look at the panel, you actually do see that he is regenerating a little bit.
Okay.
That could
Interesting.
just be me reading into it too much, though.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember when I watched the anime, I had to go back in the manga to at least, but in the anime, he just gets sent flying, and then that's it. He just stands back up and is like, "Is that all you got?" Like,
Yeah.
and that's pretty fucking impressive because, when he did that to Madara, I'm not saying Madara Susanoo wouldn't have been enough, or his PS. He probably could have just done just that, but instead of him doing his Susanoo or whatever, he just did his Rinnegan hacks ability and absorbed it. And literally, it's like too much fucking energy, like too much, too powerful. Like what the
Oh,
fuck,
but dude, we,
you
we
know?
already talked about this. We already talked about this. Remember
Yeah,
I said before. Like I believe Mother I could just straight up tank that.
yeah, exactly. So like overall, like the Rising Shuriken's pretty fucking strong. It's really, really strong, but like the fact that a third could just take that's pretty crazy. And I'm gonna be honest with you, with the fourth Hokage, he's powerful. You know what I mean? But like his Rising at least we could. It's just kind of hard to know where he caps out in base. You know what I mean? Like we don't know if it's just a regular Rising is what reaches the Rising Shuriken's power, or if it's a massive Rising you know what I mean? Because we do know he can make bigger Rising Minato's goaded. So if it's either like a massive one that's to that level, or if it's like a little bit more bigger, we don't fucking know. We don't know how much chakra he has to add to his goddamn Rising in order for it to rival the power of a Shuriken. But it is stated, we just don't know. So bottom line is, it's like if Naruto can't even do that, okay, which arguably Sage Mode Rising Shuriken should surpass the fourth Kage's power, because only the Rising Shuriken, not Sage Mode, but the regular Rising Shuriken was rivaling the fourth Hokage. You know what I mean? And if that can't even damage the third Hokage, what the fuck does Minato have to damage him? Like he would either have to go to Sage Mode, in order to do damage, and at that point, if you want to say that could damage him or fuck him up, sure. But like in base, I don't know. I don't think he could be able to do that. I could be wrong. I do have to look more into it, but
I found it. He actually did take. I can post the video if you want, but yeah, he took a little bit of damage.
post that shit. Fucking, that's crazy. I don't even remember that.
In the manga or in the anime?
This is
Or
the
in the video?
anime.
Oh yeah, you said video, sir.
Video server. Video server. It's like around
I
like.
could just stream it too. Okay.
Oh yeah, you could. I posted the link. It's around like the one.
What episode is it?
I just posted the link from YouTube. It's on the main channel. I don't remember which episode.
301. 301.
Okay, what the fuck is this? Why is it like this? This is new.
About 138 from the link I post.
Alright, let me look at it. Oh, nice. Cool.
早すぎて攻撃が当たりません今一度言う俺はライトン使いだブートンで忍びであったあいつ鼻からこれを狙って OK 帰って
Oh, wait. It was KCM? I thought it was Sagemo that hit him. No, Sagemo hit him with the Rasengan.
Yeah.
That's what it was. KCM. So that's even more crazy though, because KCM's Rising Shuriken would be more powerful than a Sagemo Rising Shuriken.
Yeah.
That's even better for him. Ah, yeah, I saw. He got slightly damaged from it. Yeah. Like his lightning cloak armor went away, and then his shit was healing a little bit.
Oh, just look at it.
Hang on, something. Oh wait, you guys don't even see my screen, do you? You just see the Crunchyroll. I'm bad. Hang on.
That beautiful, beautiful Crunchyroll.
I know.
Okay.
All right, do you see my Discord now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
おかげさまの目つきよし三代目やはりあなたは恐ろしく強い
See?
さっき
Yeah,
から
like little.
ライ
Yeah.
It was showing that he was healing. But when he gets hit
おかげさまの
though,
目つきが変わったすでにやはりあなたは
the fact that he even cut through him is insane. Look.
なんて威力の風遁だなら今のうちだフェイハン急げはっよし
三代目やはりあなたは恐ろしく強い
Yeah.
が変わっただから離れろボトン使いの忍び来てだ今のうちに
See something.
ほら胸の傷跡最強の盾になる体などうやってついたんだろう
あれか三代目はみんな
Yeah, but no, fucking. Let me see. Experience saver, whatever. Why did my stream pause?
を逃がしたった一
No, I
人
can
で
still stay.
八尾の暴走
Oh, because I paused the video. That's why. Okay. All right. But no, freaking. But yeah, no, I do see that. But like, it was just slightly. It didn't like do anything crazy or anything like that. But like, I don't know, like fucking. Like Naruto, basically, like at that point, he would probably have to like. Because one thing I will say, that is Edo, and that does technically not, like, it's not a tremendous nerf, but it does make you weaker. So if he's, like, alive, you could say his durability is obviously even more. And it's like, what, would that just not even do anything then? You know? But, put that out there. But if it's Edo, though, if Naruto's, like, spamming a bunch of Rising Shurikens at him, which, that's going to be hard to do because he's fast enough to just dodge it, which is why he had to, like, use his speed to fucking slam that shit into him. So like basically what would have to happen is Naruto, instead of doing like a Rising Shuriken, he would have to do like a fucking massive Rasengan and just keep adding more chakra and more to it. And then maybe, you know, it would just be able to fuck him up and that's it. And same thing with like Minato. And especially even if he's in Sage mode. But at least from like what I saw there, you know?
Well, because I do know that narratively, A was would regularly stare with the Nine Tails. We do know that Minato should be able to beat not the Nine Tails, the Eight Tails, and Minato should be able to beat the Eight Tails.
Well, Minato was able to fucking slice up the Eight Tails with just his fucking kunai as a Jonin.
Oh yeah, and I mean, clearly he's not beating A with just kunai, but I think that definitely does show that he should be at least slightly above him.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. And the fact that he's able to fight against, you know, the full Eight Tails transformation, they're just like wrestling each other, going at it. Like, you can clearly imply that he's able to tank tail beast bombs as well, which is pretty crazy. It wouldn't make any sense for him not to do a tail beast bomb on him. So either way, we know his durability is insane. Like, he can tank tail beast bombs, which we do know. This is stated that a tail beast bomb is stronger than a Rising Shuriken. That is true.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
So alive, he's going to be insanely durable. Insane. Like, nothing was ever able to break his armor except for his own attack. Okay? Now, as an Edo, if it's enough chakra wind style, then it'll do slight damage, but not enough to, like, kill him or beat him. Either Naruto would have to land, like, multiple Rising Shurikens on him, or he would have to keep adding chakra to a Rising Gun, or maybe even to a Rising Shuriken, and then it would do enough. And that's it. But at alive, like, if we're talking about both alive, and I don't really know what Minato you're referring to either, because there is two versions technically. Like, a lot of people just think they're the same, but I do think Minato does get stronger when he does become the fourth Hokage, and a lot of people don't, which I don't understand why not.
Yeah. Why would he? Why wouldn't he?
Exactly. So, you know, so if we're talking about Joning Minato, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, we don't even know if he can even do Sage Mode at that point either. You know what I mean? It's not even confirmed. We don't know how powerful his Rising... We don't even know if, like, that's the version of Minato they're talking about with the Rising Shuriken, which I believe when they even compared with the Rising Shuriken, it was showing him when he was 4th Hokage. So, like, it'd be a little weird to say Jonin Minato, you know, is being implied for that too. But, I don't know. I feel like if it's Jonin Minato, he'll be fast enough to deal, you know, and move and whatever. But, like, I don't think he'd have enough AP or power to go through that armor, you know? He would have to do, like, some type of hacks ability, like Sealing or Reaper Death or whatever to do something, maybe. You know?
Well, like, one of the things he could do is summon the 3 giant frogs and have them just perform multiple wind bullets while I'm just using his speed to keep A off on balance.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be a thing. But, like, I don't know. Like, fucking... I feel like as a Jonin, that'd be really tough for him, and I don't really see him pulling it off, and he'd more likely just retreat. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's a battle where it's like you can't hurt the guy, but you're faster than him, so what do? You know?
Fair enough.
You know, so that'll just be that. And then you have the 4th Hokage, which at that point, you know, it's arguable that he could be able to probably damage him. But, you know, if we're talking about alive... Like, his durability is just insane, dude. Like we would have to prove that Minato has a Rising Gun that's strong enough to tank, you know, or not tank or stalemate a fucking tail beast bomb. And, you know, and I don't think it would go that far to be that strong. You know what I mean?
He could have Mom Pa use the frog song.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. That is true. You know what I mean? So... Like, yeah, if he does, like, Mom, Paul, you know what I mean? Which that would give him, like, a constant Sage Mode as well. And that could be very helpful, the combo attacks. And that is a GG with the song. That is true. But yeah, if he's just using, like, his Ninjutsu attack with Sage Mode, I do think he would be able to break the armor because it's its weakness, you know? Just how we saw kind of there with the KCM 1 Naruto. But, you know, and another thing, too... I don't know if you guys realize this as well. If you're really trying to wink Minato, the Yellow Flash Minato is actually really heavily compared to KCM1 Naruto over and over. You know what I mean? So you can apply that. But if you just want to apply that with speed, or if you want to apply that overall, like power and speed and everything, you know, whatever. But, you know, then we see KCM2 come up, and that's being shown with the 4th Hokage, you know. So... And what I get from that, a lot of people think I'm capping on this, but I get kind of like a narrative implication that 4th Hokage Minato is like KCM2 level. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like that with the speed and power and everything. But I don't know. You know, what's it called? You know, could he be able to break it through? Maybe, especially if he's using Sage Mode with just his normal power. I don't know. It's a hit and miss. But does he have ways to go around it? Sure. It could either be Sealing, Reaper Death, or it could be,
Yeah, but the Reaper Death kills him.
True, and that's not really a win, but, or it could be, fucking, what was it? The Genjutsu, what you guys said, that, or maybe if there's something else that, up his sleeve that he has that's kind of hack-based and kind of negates the concept of durability, and there you go with that too. Or better yet, if Minato just fucking, this would be funny if he kind of just gets a kunai, throws it in the ocean, lets it fall all the way to the bottom, and then just grabs him, teleports him, and teleports out. You know what I mean? Like, you really think the third Hokage is going to be able to withstand pressures of the ocean all the way in the bottom of the fucking ocean? Like, he just dies. Or,
God damn.
Or fucking, if Minato just, like, throws his kunai and is, like, keeps teleporting him over and over and just brings him to fucking space and just kind of leaves him out there, like, and then teleports back to Earth, that's kind of a GG too. I know that's a little bit crazy and extra, but he could do it, It's his teleportation, and he's literally breaking through space and time itself. So, like, Flying Raijin is superior to just body flicker teleportation, because that's all they're really doing, the Raikage. They're just teleporting because they have so much chakra with their lightning armor. So, overall, like, he's not going to be able to counter that. He's just going to keep teleporting, and that's what I would do. If I'm Minato, if I can't fucking break his armor for some reason, that's an if, I'm just going to utilize reality itself, or science,
But what about KCM?
That's a GG. No, that's not even a conversation, bro. Like, if you think, if he's KCM, fucking, you know what I mean? That's he's like, that's double of everything basically at that point. You know what I mean? You got to remember, like, if I'm over here making the implication that he's already KCM 2 level, because it's literally shown.
Well, wouldn't that technically be above, like, 10 times everything, since a one-tailed amp would be about 10 times Minato's abilities?
True. That too, if you do want to be even more crazy, wanking him. But, like, overall, like, fucking KCM 2, now stack that on top of it. Like, he's going to be way faster, have way more chakra and power to be able to definitely pierce through that shit. And you could even argue that with Sage Mode, if he stacks that, which there's actually people out there that don't think he can't do that, but you're really going to fucking tell me that if Naruto can do it, he can't? Get the fuck out of here, Like,
no, you see, because he didn't do it, therefore he clearly can't do it, and that's just how physics works.
Yeah, it's stupid. Like, literally, he does KCM right off the whip, and Naruto is blown the fuck away. Like, what the fuck? I had to train and everything to get to that point, or be, pushed to that point to do it. And yet him, he could just do that shit instantaneously. Like, oh, easy peasy lemon squeezy, But that, and all I get from that is that just goes to show of how much of a genius he is. Like, just a natural talent. And there you go, he could just do it. And then he does Sage Mode as well. It's literally the same shit as Naruto, okay? Perfect Sage Mode. So, like, he can do that too, you know what I mean? Like, so meaning to stack them both just how Naruto did, I don't see why he wouldn't be able to do that. It's very stupid to believe he can't do that. That's like saying that, Guy can't use the gates in Part 1 Naruto because he never uses it. Yet, when you go in the anime, if you really want to be petty, okay, what's it called? He does the gates when he's even younger, when Kakashi and Itachi are in the Anbu. And that's even in the light novels. So technically, he can. It's just he never shows it because he's never pushed to that point, And, what's it called, with Guy and everything with the gates and whatnot, fucking, basically the whole focus during that time was Rock Lee. Focusing on him to really hype up and show how powerful the gates are. And if you analyze Rock Lee's feats and everything he does with the gates, visually wise and everything, imagine what Guy would be, Like, that's very stupid to think he can't do the gates. So, but yeah, no, if it's KCM and it's a GG. It's a wrap. So.
Yeah, that argument is stupid. Like, let me just fucking hang, jutsu my shit right here and just transform to noodles real quick and be like, Jubi.
Like, bro, that man was able to get. Hey, don't forget this too. In base, he was able to get to the battlefield just with his body flicker. Okay, not even flying Raijin. Body flicker was able to get there first, while the Hokage is still trying to catch up. And remind you, they're all moving at full speed because they want to get there as fast as possible because Madara's there and shit. All right. And he gets there first, able to have a full conversation with Sakura and Naruto, teleport a 10 Tails Beast Bomb, and save the Shinobi Alliance. And while doing all of that, mark all his markers and have them scattered everywhere. All at once. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just in base, you know? Like, and he's an Edo.
And in a weakened Edo form.
Exactly. Like, the guy is fucking insane with speed and everything. Like, and then not only that, then you give him fucking KCM. Then not only that, when the Hokage finally get there, you know, Tobirama's like, wow, your fucking teleportations, you know, is even faster than mine, which a lot of people then take that to a whole other fucking point. They're like, wait, does he mean Flying Raijin or Body Flicker? Which we know what he's meaning. It's fucking, he's talking about Body Flicker. What's it called? If it was Flying Raijin, him and Tobirama would have already been there. If they had a kunai or a mark down there. So there's no way it's Flying Raijin. Like, that means Minato and Tobirama would have to keep throwing kunai straight and just teleporting, you know, and that's stupid. That's a waste of chakra, and that's just dumb, you know. And then if that was the case, Tobirama should have got there pretty soon as well, or whatever, you know. So either way, it's not Flying Raijin, but either way, Tobirama even says, like, wow, your teleportation, just body flicker alone, is way better than mine. So meaning just with his body movement and speed is faster than him, okay. And then Hiruzen is like, you're as fast as ever, you know, yada yada. And then when he goes into KCM1, who takes charge first? Not them, Minato. He's like, all right, you all stay behind me, I'll back you up, whatever. And he starts going and then goes from there and literally is making orders. Like, it's clearly implied that Minato is just built different at that point with KCM. You know, and the only reason why he even performs negatively or kind of shit is when he realizes Obito was alive the whole time and literally destroyed his entire life, basically. And failed, you know. And it's literally stated and everything, gets a mental nerf. He doesn't really know what to do. He's not trying to kill Obito either, which is even proven when he saves Obito from Kakashi killing him. And then, you know, all that shit. So all that shit's in consideration, which is why you can't downplay KCM Minato's form. And so it's just that. It's just that simple. And then even when you, like, analyzing Minato during when he's fighting against Jubito, all that, he doesn't even do bad either. He's still doing pretty well. You know, he can still teleport everything and all that. It's just, once again, he's not fully there because he's kind of, you know, being fucked mentally. You know? But with that all being said, fucking speaking of Tobirama, I just want to dog him some more, to be honest. I love dogging Tobirama. I love him. He's a badass character and everything, but it's very amusing because it does piss off a lot of people because there's so many fucking Tobirama tards out there or Tobirama fans that just love that guy so much to the point where they fucking wank him so high to where he's Jubito level, to where he's fucking alive Sage Mode Madara level, like all this crazy ass shit. It's just nuts.
Like I love Tobirama, but he's Jubito level.
Yeah, it's so dumb, bro. It's so fucking stupid, you know. But anyway, like, and not only that, like, we've even had this conversation, and I don't know how you feel about this, Ken Rock, but like me and him talked where we were talking about Kisame fighting against Tobirama, and that even Kisame could probably be able to pull a W on him. Like, we know Tobirama is obviously faster with Flying Raijin. You know, don't get me wrong with that, but like, even with Flying Raijin, okay, like, what does he do? Like, he does Flying Raijin, he slices up Kisame heals. Or better yet, he does his water style, Kisame can still heal from that. He was able to heal from his entire chest being split open from a V2 transformation. Okay, like, fucking, so any, like, damage Tobirama even does to the fucking guy really isn't going to do anything. He doesn't have Rising on or anything like that to really do a fucking killing blow. Alright? Like, so there's all that to put into consideration. And then any chakra attacks that Tobirama even does, you know, to Kasame's just going to absorb it. He gets stronger. Then if he goes to his Tail Beast transformation, anything that touches his body, like, literally just gets absorbed. And he's at literally a Biju level at that point, you know. And you got to remember, Tobirama was lost twice to Kin and Gin with just a portion of the Nine Tails chakra. You know what I mean? Like, twice. Once forced to like death. Okay, when they did like the coup, the ambush against him and the second Raikage. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there's no way it's off guard or anything like that, because people make excuses that, oh, they probably just got caught off guard. When literally when the third Raikage is even talking about that incident with Tsunade, it's showing both of them standing there, and then Kin and Gin standing on the opposite end, like just applying that they had a fight or whatever, okay? And not only that, it's a fucking peace treaty. Like, you think everyone at the Five Kage Summit was just, oh, it's okay, you know, there's nothing bad could happen, or, you know, let's just, you know, be off guard and be all, you know, humble and shit and nothing, you know. No, they're all, you know.
Even if everyone else was, that's not Tobirama.
Yeah, exactly. Not Tobirama. That's not even in character. So even if it is a peace treaty or to, you know, sign or whatever, or like or better yet, basically similar to like the Five Kage Summit, okay, he's going to be on guard. You know what I mean? He's going to be ready. He's going to be using his sensory abilities that he does have as well. You know, he's there with the second Raikage. For all he knows, it could be a trap. Like, he's not a fucking idiot, you know? And so it's just so dumb for people to really come out and be like, oh, yeah, he was just caught off guard and ambushed, and that's why he was in the like, it's so stupid. You know what I mean? So, like, he knows Kin and Gin were there. They pulled up, okay? You know, they have the Nine Tails power. And at that point, I have to go back. I can't remember. I think Seth and Swag even provided evidence that they didn't even have the six-path tools. It's either they did or they didn't. I can't remember. But regardless, bottom line is, Dari was able to deal with the six-path tools. Dari out of all characters. And we all know at the end of the fucking day, Dari's not beating Tobirama, you know? So it's like, if he can deal with the six-path tools, and then it got to the point when they went to the Nine Tails transformation, that's when he was like, oh, fuck. And he had to use the tools, the Hack's ability to deal with them, or deal with that transformation, you know? Like, with Tobirama, the fact that with his Flying Raijin, with Edo, Water Style, and all that, is somehow, some way, along with the second Raikage, remind you, is not enough to fight against Kin and Gin, and they're still able to put him to a near-death state, that, in my opinion, is just bad. It's really fucking bad. You know, like, Kin and Gin...
Didn't they also have a platoon of 30 ninja with them?
20. Yeah, that's the second time. 20. Yeah, it's like 20 elite ninja. But, you know, but then again, then you look at Obito. The motherfucker dealt with, you know, like, fucking how many Anbu elite ninja? You know, then you have, like, Minato fighting thousands of shinobi, soloing a whole war by himself as Jonin. You know, like, all these other characters that are perfectly fine in situations like that. And there's no way to imply that Minato is also not fatigued or tired, because it literally shows him fighting in the war with Kakashi and Obito and doing shit. And he's always just bodying everyone, you know? Or run on sight order and everything. And then goes to the battlefield, has to fight 1,000 shinobi by himself, and wins. And then the Tsuchikage is like, yeah, let's just sign the peace treaty, bro. It only took one ninja to solo the war. Like, we're done. We concede, okay? Tobirama, on the other hand, like, when he's with Hiruzen and Danzo, he's not panting. He's not fucking, like, stating that he's out of chakra completely or anything like that or whatever. You know, he has, like, some black marks, which that is an indicator that, you know, clearly he's been fighting or whatever you name it, okay? But even if he is a little bit, you know, fatigued or whatever, or low on chakra or whatever, that's, you know what I mean? Like, we've seen Pain. We've seen Minato. We've seen so many characters in the same situation, yet they didn't perform as he did, you know? And so with Flying Raijin and all this other shit, Shadow Clones, you're really telling me that he couldn't at least survive? You know? Like, he just died? Like, it's just weird, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, that whole fucking thing is just really weird. And he fights against 20 Elite Ninja. We don't even know how strong they were. You can't even quantify. It just says 20 Elite Ninja, the Kin and Ginkaku unit force or whatever. And then we know how strong Kin and Gin are, which I'm not saying they're weak. They are strong. But they're not fucking, you know, fucking crazy levels of power strong. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they only have...
I just realized that with the 20 Elite Guard, that actually goes against, Tobirama, because one of the things he could do is pick off the weaker ones and then use Impure Reincarnation.
Literally, bro. Like, he has Edo, he has Flying Raijin. Like, there's no way you're going to tell me that, oh, he was just low on chakra and fatigue, so he couldn't even fight back. That's so stupid. Like, there's no way, bro. Like, that's so fucking ignorant. Because okay, if that's the case, then Minato. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if you guys agree with this, but Tobirama has more chakra than Minato. That we do know. Like, he does have more chakra. Like, he's fucking very strong, has more chakra and stamina. Yet, adjoining Minato, way weaker than his 4th Hokage version, was able to be in a whole war, fighting you name it, and then solo the war by himself. Like, and then it gets to the point, it's like, alright, put Kisame in Tobirama's shoes. Put Minato in Tobirama's shoes. You really think he's losing to Kin and Gin? With his abilities? You know, like, it's so weird, bro. Like, so basically all I'm getting from that is if the second Hokage goes up and he's fighting, let's say he deals with all the shinobi, right? Which I hope one day we even get to see this too. That would be nice. But anyways, he fights all of them, kills them. Then he has Kin and Gin. Okay, he like severely injures one of them or whatever, maybe because, you know, Flying Raijin, they can't really do anything to that. And then they get pissed and they go into their QB transformation, and that's what kind of fucks over Tobirama. He doesn't really know what to do at that point, you know? But then again, it's like, why couldn't he just teleport out of there and leave like he did the first time? Or better yet, why didn't he just teleport them away? And that's it. Problem solved, and he goes on about his fucking life. Like, all because...
Would he be able to touch them to teleport them away because of the chakra?
Yeah, he could, because Pain was able to do it. There is other characters in Naruto that were able to touch V2 transformation. And I don't know if that's either because, you know, actually I know it is they're enhancing their body with chakra to make their durability stronger. So yeah, all he has to do is just give his body chakra and you can fucking just touch him and teleport, you know, whatever. I don't know. But like, overall, all I'm saying, like, Orochimaru, he's like the only ninja we see that gets melted and bodied by the V2 chakra. And then we have like fucking Kisame, who is able to be fine. Then we have Pain, who's able to literally go blow for blow with a V2 transformation, Six Tails. You know, like...
Well, to be fair with Pain, he's dead, so I don't know if he's really going to care about the harm that gives the body.
True, but all because he's dead doesn't mean it doesn't suffer the same consequences as a body, though. I mean, yeah, like, it should still incinerate or just burn, you know what I mean? And that motherfucker is literally blocking attacks, like fighting against it, punching him back and everything, you know, you name it, and then Shinra Tensei's. And it's like, the only thing I can just conclude from there is he's just giving himself enough chakra to, you know, increase his durability. You know what I mean? And that's basically it. Or better yet, like in the anime, I don't know about the manga, I can't remember. In the anime, though, it gives more detail and more, you know, fighting time to where this motherfucker gets, like, killed, like, 3 times, you know? He gets his head slammed over and over into the ground. His eyes roll in the back of his head, and then he just comes back to life. Then he gets out of there. Then fucking gets launched, like the Shinra Tensei when it was reflected. He gets launched all the way back, and his head slams into the ground again and falls. Then tanks a fucking tail beast bomb to the face as well. Like, this motherfucker just taking it all, you know? So, like, and the only thing I can conclude from that is just him utilizing chakra to deal with that punishment, and then I guess somehow, some way, using the chakra to also bring him back to life, because that shit was weird too. You know, I don't know. But anyways, fucking, you know, so overall, like, I don't know. Bottom line is, when you look at everybody else, and then you look at Tobirama, you know, it's like, why the fuck did he perform that bad? It's just really weird. Because then when you see him as an Edo in the war arc, he's technically performing better than what he did when he was alive. You know, like, it's just so weird. You know, and I don't know if that, and so meaning all I can really get from that is when he's as an Edo, he's more dangerous and more stronger, which is really sad, to be honest. You know, so like Tobirama, he just doesn't. It's just really, it just looks really fucking bad for him, dude. It looks really bad. And then not only that, you know, once again, you put anyone else in his shoes, they would not have performed. Like, better if it was a Tachi, a Mataratsu, you know, or Totsuka Blade, you know, like, it's like, come on, bro. It's Tobirama. He's a second Hokage. He has Flying Raijin, all this other shit. Why the fuck did he take it out? You know? And all because you're fatigued and tired or anything doesn't mean that that's a valid reason of why he lost. You know? So it's just to the point where it's like, I don't know, you know. And then people want to like go over all these statements or make claims that he's Jubito level and make claims that he's Madara, Sage Mode Alive level because he's able to shoot fucking chakra needles at him, and Madara had to use his Susanoo to block it, you know, instead of just tanking it. Because apparently when he tanked all the tail beast attacks to his body, you know what I mean, he felt like that he would be able to tank it or whatever, but for some reason with chakra enhanced needles from Tobirama, that's more dangerous. So therefore, Tobirama's AP is more powerful than a tail beast tail attack, which is stated to shatter mountains and fucking cause all kinds of crazy, you know, you name it. You know, it's like all this crazy shit that people do. They look into it, they go over the statements, and then it's like, oh, and this is why he's this, and he scales, you know. And then there's even a statement that people use of Tobirama with Madara all the way back then, when Madara only has not the Mangekyo, just Sharingan Madara, okay? And his brother has only, what's it called? The Mangekyo. His brother had the Mangekyo, not Madara, at that time. And basically, actually, I'll think about it. When did Madara get the fucking Mangekyo? It was after his brother's death, right? That's when. No, he had the Mangekyo. It was before. Never mind, I'm an idiot. Yeah. It was before. He gets the EMS after his brother dies. Yeah. So like fucking Madara, they both have Mangekyo. They're doing their thing. And Tobirama does Flying Raijin, and he's able to kill the brother. And it was more of like just like a kind of caught off guard moment. Like he was like, oh fuck, you know what I mean? Like he was charging at him and whatever, and confident to win, and then he just Flying Raijins and slices him and ends it, you know. And that's that. And then people want to look at that statements that were like, oh yeah, since, you know, he was the fastest shinobi of his era at that time, meaning that he was even faster than Madara, which is fine, sure, yeah, Flying Raijin's crazy. It's literally space and time of teleportation. Like, yeah, it's going to be pretty fucking fast, you know? But he does it, but it doesn't mean Madara can't react. All because Madara is not faster than Flying Raijin doesn't mean he can't react to Flying Raijin, which we literally see when he literally has no eyes and only Sage Mode. Or did he have one Rinnegan eye? I think he did have one Rinnegan eye.
He had no eyes at that point in time. He just had Sage Mode because he does it with both eyes closed.
Okay, so so that's even worse. He has no eyes yet. Still is able to dodge a Flying Raijin, which reminds you, you guys know this, is altering space and time itself. You're literally going, like, that's why it's so fucking broken, okay? And he was able to react once he did appear and dodge at that point, you know? So meaning, and it's even stated by Tobirama over and over, that Hashirama is the only one that could fight against Madara and beat him, not Tobirama, okay? And then it's even stated to the point where Tobirama's like, oh yeah, by the way, that guy, Jubito, he's stronger than you, brother. You know, like, and yes, that's referring to the Edo, sure, whatever, but like, you're not going to convince me that fucking Hashirama and Madara alive are more stronger than Jubito. That's so.
He had one eye. He had one eye.
You know, like, oh, he did have one eye?
Yep. He had Rinnegan.
Okay. Well, that's fine. That does give him an amp and everything. But the bottom line is, with the whole point I'm trying to make is he can still react. You know what I mean? It's going to catch him off guard and it's going to be hard, especially if he's teleporting over and over. But all that happened and that trade-off is he teleports once, tries to slice him, Madara dodges it, but like, I think he like drops the kunai or whatever or something, or like tosses it up, then he teleports above him, and then Madara is still able to deal with that and react, and then just does a time skip and he's on the ground. And then when he's on the ground, he shoots his needles, and Madara just does his Susanoo and then just throws a fucking rod in his forehead. You know? So like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, and then during that time, even if Tobirama was considered the fastest ninja of his era, which is fine, that makes sense, doesn't mean he can't react to Tobirama's attacks. If you can still react right after Flying Raijin has been used, you're fine. It's been shown over and over. Now, if the Flying Raijin is used in a way to where it's towards like a blind spot or behind you, then yeah, you're kind of fucked. You know what I mean? There's nothing really you can do. But like, even Jubi...
I mean, for most people, maybe. But again, we're talking Madara.
Yeah, exactly. Madara, like, it's Madara, you know? Like, what the fuck? You know, and better yet, if you really don't even believe, even though it's shown that he dodges it and reacts, because like he teleports, Madara's like, oh fuck, and then he goes to attack him, Madara dodges out and reacts, then he teleports again, and then it just does a time skip. And if you really believe he couldn't react again from behind, like kind of how Minato did to Obito, then since he did have the Rinnegan, you could just easily imply that he used the Limbo, and Toby was just paralyzed just like fucking Sasuke. And he couldn't move, you know?
There it is in the shade.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so, cool, great, yeah, Flying Raijin, fastest shinobi, still reacting. Who the fuck cares, bro? You know?
I mean, right now we're just talking his base form. Like, what would stop him from, like, throwing out the perfect Susanoo and just swinging his
Exactly.
blade?
And then what the fuck does Tobirama do? You know what I mean? Like, it's so stupid. So when people use all these statements to wank him, to gas him up and all that, and try to imply he's Madara level, you know, and Jubito level, it's so fucking blatantly ignorant and dumb. I'm so sick of it. Like, and it's to the point where I am going to be in the works of doing it pretty soon. But, like, I'm going to do a Minato versus Tobirama video, and I'm just going to lay all that shit out. All the statements, facts, you name it, compare and contrast, go over whatnot, and just, you know, and just kind of leave it at that, you know? And just to really show, like, this whole Minato Tobirama shit is just retarded. It's so stupid. Like, Minato just surpasses him in so many ways. Like, it's literally stated that Minato excels with the Flying Raijin and just does it better than him. He's able to do it over and over. Like, fucking, he has a faster body flicker, which, I'm going to be honest with you, if you're faster with just your body movement and teleportation with your body, guess who's pulling off the Flying Raijin first? Minato. You know, like, that's another thing people just forget. Like, if he's faster with his body, with teleportation alone, which we get to see that when Obito went to fucking stab Naruto as a baby, he doesn't have any kunines there, he doesn't have any marks. He has to use body flicker to teleport, and it literally looked like he was doing Flying Raijin, even though he didn't. And then when he sees the explosives on the blanket, that's when he was forced to use Flying Raijin, which is literally confirmed right after. You know? So, like, we know Minato's body movement and teleportation is faster. So he's going to be being able to move first and do things while Tobirama can't because he's slower. And that alone is going to give the W for Minato. You know? And then give him fucking Sage Mode. He's dead. KCM, that's not even a fucking conversation. You know? Like, it's just so stupid. Fucking, that's it. It's GG, you know? And then not only that, Minato also has better durability feats, technically, too. He's able to tank a Raisen Shuriken KCM2 fused with a Mataratsu to the fucking body and be perfectly fine, okay? And then, which, mind you, wind and fire enhances it overall, meaning more powerful, and it didn't, like, shred him to pieces or cut him in half. Like, he just ate that shit to the face and then fucking teleports and switches with Jubito. You know, like, it's insane. And then there's a point, and this is in base, no Sage Mode or KCM. And while that happened, he even does a Sage Mode and uses Flying Raijin, and it does catch Jubi Madara off guard. Like, he even tilted his head back and everything. He's like, oh fuck. But Madara was still able to react, which once again, you know, it doesn't matter if you can use Flying Raijin. If you can react, you're fine. And then fucking, he just cuts his arm off, and then with the Chusekin orbs, and then kicks his body and sends him flying. But from Jubi Madara, a taijutsu kick, like, that's pretty impressive. That shit didn't just cut him in half or just go right through him. It just only sent him flying, you know? And that's him in just base. Well, not base, that was Sage Mode, you know what I mean? So, like, 6-path taijutsu level attack from Jubi Madara, out of all people, not Jubito, Jubi Madara, he's able to tank that shit. You know? And just get sent flying. Yeah, people want to always, out of nowhere, come out and look at the fucking Ninetales incident and be like, oh, well, remember that time where Splinter went through his leg? You know, like, yeah, like, literally fucking, like, really actually thinking and downplaying that his durability is so bad that a fucking splinter of wood can, you know, anything like that could just kill him. You know, which, yes,
which sword went through Naruto as a Hokage.
Which, yes and no. And what I mean by that...
What did you say?
What?
Ken, what did you say?
I was just making fun of the people who make that argument by saying, remember that time a sword went through Naruto as a Hokage?
Oh, yeah, but
yeah.
Batman doesn't know. He didn't see that.
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's like, when those moments happen, it's either there's more context to it, or two, you can just easily make the argument that all ninja are humans, and unless they're utilizing their chakra, that is what allows them to increase their durability. It is shown over and over and over. You know what I mean? Like fucking what's it called? So basically, what I mean by that is with Minato, when that moment happened, he's holding literally his infant son in his fucking arms and jumping out of the way of an explosion. So he's like very stressed, very like pressured at that exact moment, using Fine Rising to teleport, then jumping away from the explosion, and slides him to the ground while holding his son. He's more focused on protecting his son and is kind of in like a very like pressured, stressful situation, which we all know in those type of situations that can affect you mentally as well. All right. And two, for all you know, he just wasn't focusing chakra on his body. You know what I mean? To be able to like withstand anything that could maybe come across or slice him or whatever. It's that fucking simple. Every fucking shinobi can be cut up and affected by kunai or whatever. But if they enhance themselves with chakra, or if they're using like a defense ability or a hacks ability or ninjutsu, whatever, then that's when they can compensate for that. It's that fucking simple. Doesn't mean that his durability is so bad that to where you just fucking, you know, a normal human being like us could just go up to him and stab him with a fucking stick. It's so stupid, you know? Because if that's the case, then there's no reason whatsoever for him to tank a fucking Rising Shuriken, mind you, KCM 2 with a Amaterasu on it, with no fucking problem. As an Edo, meaning his durability should be worse. And he didn't have Sage Mode or KCM activated. So it's just, no, it's dumb. It doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. And then not only that, like, if I'm fucking, like, shit. When I heard of that, bro, like, I even had a response at a certain point to where I literally came out. I was like, you know what, bro? He wants to say some dumb shit like that? All right, bet. When Kakuzu shot fucking his wind style, you know what I mean, and fire style at Hidon to kill Kakashi, Hidon was perfectly fine. Nothing. You know what I mean? Yet, Hidon gets his fucking head cut off by Asuma's chakra blade, or better yet, gets a deep cut wound by a fucking regular kunai blade from Shikamaru. You know? But you're telling me a full-powered ninjutsu or fire-style attack from Kakuzu can't do anything to him? What does that go to show? Oh, or maybe Kakuzu's ninjutsu attacks are just fucking ass cheeks, and they can't even fucking penetrate against Hidon's durability, while kunais are able to fucking do it. You know? Or better yet, fucking paper bombs. And if you don't remember, wind style is literally created to cut and shred you to pieces. And Hidon took that shit point fucking blank, and he was perfectly fine, you know? So
I'm not gonna lie, that's the most beautiful thing I've heard all day.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know? So from that, if we're really gonna be, you know, really this dumb right now, which obviously, you know, from that point, it's either it was just Kishimoto was just being an idiot there for some reason, I don't know, or I don't fucking know, or Hidon was able to somehow use enough chakra to increase his durability. I don't fucking know. Bottom line is, Kakuzu couldn't do nothing to Hidon, okay, and Kakashi was perfectly fine and still able to dodge and everything. You know, so all that tells to me is that Kakuzu's ninjutsu is just straight dog shit, and meaning that anyone could just tank that. So yeah, like Minato could. If Hidon could tank it, why can't Minato? Why can't everyone else, right?
Like Batman, when Noodles argues about the speed, right? Why didn't Kakuzu just fucking straight up mock Kakashi?
He could have just blitzed him. Yeah, if he was KCM1 Naruto, he would have just blitzed him. It would have been a straight up teleportation dead to every single one of them. But that's obviously not the case because once again, he doesn't have KCM fucking speed. You know, he literally, his reaction time was so slow that this motherfucker couldn't even react to 3 shadow clones. 3! Twice! While fucking everybody else could react to fucking Naruto's shadow clones. Sasuke could, Pain could, so many people, Kakashi. Yet Kakuzu in his strongest form, arguably, can't even fucking react and just gets hit twice. by the same strategy.
I think those people also usually react to more shadow clones as well.
And then shadow clones are weaker than the original, meaning less speed because it's a 10th of the original strength. It's literally stated. So that's just bad. This is horrible, bro. If that was anybody else, they would have fucking been fine. If it was Kakashi, he would have been fine. If it was Sasuke, fine. Pain, fine. You name it. Like, so, like, ridiculous. Even Jiraiya, bro. Jiraiya in base could deal with Naruto's shadow clones and Shippuden.
Well, Pain was fine because Naruto tries a similar trick against him, like, later on, towards the end of the fight. He just kind of jumps over them, and it just affords the last choice right after.
He had more. He did, like, hundreds of shadow clones. And Pain's just dealing with that shit while he's very exhausted and fatigued. And then just Shinra tensing them and shit. The only reason why he even lost in the end was because he finally like ran out of stamina and chakra to the point where his knees collapse and he falls on the fucking ground. And then Naruto just throws his shadow clone and Raizengans him. You know what I mean? Because he didn't expect him to throw it. He was like, oh, that jutsu you can't throw. You know? Even
then, you could argue he still could have won had he had been like Naruto had been like a second or so like
exactly.
Longer on
he would have just done Shinra and then that's it. Fight's over and Pain still wins. So it was literally the fact that it was even a 50-50 and it could have gone either way. It is insane, just insane. And mind you, that Tendo Pain all the way to that point in the end had a fight against Sage Mode Naruto first, mentally amped, while he's like really really exhausted at that point. Like he just went, like you got to remember everything he did. Went into the village, fought everyone first, then blew it up. Then fought Sage Mode Naruto and all the toads and Ma and Pa. Then fights V2 Six-Tail Naruto. Then uses Chippaku Tensei, on that to force it to go into the Eight-Tails transformation. Alright? And mind you, before all that, he literally had to spam nothing but Shinra Tensei's, all his other abilities, you name it, all this shit, okay? Then it gets to the point where after that, he literally states, he's like, okay, well, I guess I just need to make it bigger. And instead of that happening, meaning that implying that this motherfucker still literally thinks that he has enough chakra to seal a full transformation Nine-Tails that's already at Eight-Tails, okay? But before that even happens, Minato comes, does the whole fucking, talk and everything. Now Naruto's mentally amped with Sage Mode all over again, okay? Fights that Tendo Pain, beats his ass, then it's just base to base. And it was 50-50 towards the end. And he was finally at his limit. Like, it's fucking... Pain is a beast. Alright? Fucking beast.
Yeah, he is.
He's a fucking beast. If anything, the only person that I can... Besides Hashirama and Madara, because they fought for, a full fucking day? What's it called? Yeah, besides Hashirama and Madara, they technically would have the best stamina and chakra feats. But Minato and Pain are second and third place. Whoever you want to put over the other, because when you look at all Minato's feats in the Nine-Tails incident, the amount of chakra that motherfucker went through was disgusting. And that was him without Nine-Tails, and just in base, and with no Sage Mode.
But Obito as well. Like, you can't forget Obito.
True, Obito. True, because he is spamming Kamui, and he's controlling the full power Nine-Tails. But it's like the only reason why I think it's a little different with Obito though is because he has Hashirama cells, like Zetsu cells and shit. So and I feel like that plays a big factor to why his chakra and stamina is pretty fucking crazy.
Like sure, but it's
look, still... Obito is a walking cheat code, okay?
And that too. Yeah. So. But Minato, he don't have nothing, He's just a human, and just like I kid you not, like that man. He was using. Okay, hear me out. Using a ceiling right on Kushina, sustaining the full power Nine-Tails for like hours. Okay, which requires chakra, mind you. Then when that happens, Obito pulls up, fucks everybody up. With a badass entrance and everything, and about to kill Naruto, does a body flicker that looks like the same fucking replication of a Flying Raijin feat, saves Naruto, then has to use Flying Raijin to stop space and time to take the blanket off and make everything move in slow motion and then move somewhere else. So he did Flying Raijin right there, Body Flicker, Sealing Compression with Chakra. Then after that, he teleports again, okay, to save Kushina, all right? Then teleports again back, brings her with the baby, then teleports again on the fucking mountain, teleports a full power Nine Tails QB bomb, which is insane, okay? After sending that shit away, then he summons Gamma Boomta, okay, which is a ridiculous amount of chakra, which when you even watch Kid Naruto, it shows like a little bit of his blue chakra and then all the Nine Tails chakra making up to compensate for the rest. And you're showing a ridiculous amount of how much you need to do to summon that man. Just with his own chakra alone, he's able to summon Gambunta. Alright? Slams that motherfucker on the ground. And then literally states, in order to teleport something this big, I need to do as much chakra as close as possible to it. Which is insane, because the Nine Tails has so many statements to have, like, basically an infinite amount of fucking chakra. Okay? Ridiculous amount. And this motherfucker is able to teleport not only the Nine Tails, but the Tail Beast Bomb in his mouth as well, away, and then teleport out of that explosion, and then it's finally hitting him. Like, he's kind of breathing, and, and he's getting fatigued and whatnot. And then while he gets to the Nine Tails, let's also not forget, before he even did all of that, before he even did all the Nine Tails shit, he had to fight Obito first. And Flying Raijin with that, and then Flying Raijin again and use a Rasengan. And then now we're back to the point where after the whole Nine Tails stuff, is in front of the Nine Tails and still has enough chakra to do the Reaper Death Seal. There's no fucking way you're going to tell me this man does not have insane amount of stamina and chakra. That is insane. With no hacks abilities, no body modifications or anything. Not an Uzamonkey, nada, but could just do it. Like, that is crazy. And he's not even a Senju like Hashirama or Tobirama where they are just born with a crazy amount of stamina and chakra.
Yeah, but you said Tobirama has more, probably, right?
He does. And
so I believe that, man.
The only reason why I do believe he has more is because, that one finger feint that he does, with just like lifting his finger and just like basically expressing his chakra. You know what I mean? Like, that went to show that this man has a fucking crazy amount of powerful chakra. You know what I mean? Now, and Minato, don't get me wrong, everything I just told you is absolutely insane and just sounds unrealistic, okay? But, like, he's never done like a feat to that point where just from, pressing his chakra, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of, he probably could. I don't see why he wouldn't be able to. But just from that, that being shown, and then kind of all the other like narrative implications with the Senju, where they're just kind of known for having crazy chakra and stamina, that's the only reason why I do think he would have more chakra. Could Minato have more? Sure, that's fine. You could argue it, but I do think he would have more chakra. But that's just me. I mean, I don't know. And because the only other character that's ever flexed his chakra like that was Hashirama, and then Pain. Pain did that as well. When he got so angry, he flexed his chakra on Tsunade, and the Anbu members like, I've never seen this amount of chakra ever in my life. Like, it was a crazy amount. Kind of similar to what Tobirama did. But, overall, fucking, it is what it is. But bottom line is, Tobirama, compared to Minato from what all we've seen, and then how that basically he died, it's just pathetic. I just don't care. It's pathetic. Like, you can't fucking sugarcoat it. You can't make excuses for it. It's pathetic. Minato literally only died because he chose to. He could have easily just Flying Raijin out of there, or better yet, let Kushina seal and die, or whatever. But instead, he's like, no, I'm going to give that power to Naruto, split it half and half, we'll both die, whatever. And then he went that route. Which reminds you...
neither one had to die.
Which reminds you, okay, to do the Reaper Death Seal is an S-class ninjutsu and everything, requires a shit ton of chakra, and the thing that he was sealing was not Orochimaru, but the Nine Tails.
Yeah, the half.
So, the full power of the Nine Tails and sealed it half and half. Like, that is just insane. The guy has crazy amount of fucking chakra. It is ridiculous. And then give him half of the Nine Tails as well? Just come on, bro. Like, what the fuck is Tobirama doing, dude? It's so dumb. Like, he's just going to be way more faster. He's going to have more chakra. It's so stupid. Now, if you want to talk about, you know, 4th Hokage Minato base to base, you know what I mean? That's fine. That's a little bit more, you know, reasonable. But KCM with the Nine Tails, it's just out of the equation. There's no reason to talk about that whatsoever. And then if Minato goes into Sage mode, I love me some Tobirama, but he's not beating Sage mode. Like, we literally see a blind Madara with Rinnegan. Like, with just a tiny bit of juice of Sage mode, you know? Well, come on, bro.
Definitely not KCM.
Yeah, not KCM, not Sage mode either. And then most importantly, if it's base to base, he does have a higher of a chance, or at least a fair shot. But it's just Minato, he's just that fucking guy. Like, he's insanely smart. He took the Flying Raijin basically to a whole other level, which is also confirmed as well. You know, like, fucking, he always is in character, utilizes a shit ton of fucking kunais to teleport everywhere. While with Tobirama, no offense, he only uses one kunai. He never just spams a bunch of kunais everywhere. Okay? So Minato's able to teleport over and over, while Tobirama can only teleport to one place at a fucking time. And Minato's body flicker and movement speed is faster than Tobirama, meaning that who's casting Flying Raijin first? Minato. Okay? Like, overall, it's just literally to the point where Minato just surpasses him even in fucking base. And if Minato decides to go into Sage mode, what the fuck does Tobirama do? Because Minato can activate that shit instantly. Like, it's not like it takes Minato, like, forever. Yeah, it'll take him a bit to build it up, you know, but, like, all he needs, like, literally, I kid you not, if you go into the fucking anime, okay, because the anime even shows it even better, alright, he stands there for 2 seconds, bro, and then builds up Sage mode and perfect and activates it. And Hashirama does, like, the same thing too. Just immediately activates Sage mode. You know? So it's like, him being able to not activate Sage mode, you know, instantaneously wouldn't be a problem either. Obviously, he can't do it while he's moving. That's literally stated. But if he has one moment, whether if he uses, like, shadow clones, or, you know, kind of conceals himself for a moment, and then Sage mode, what the fuck does Tobirama do? I don't understand. You know? Sage mode is just fucking puts you on a whole other level. Give that to fucking Minato? Like, come on, you know? So it's so stupid. It's so fucking dumb with this whole Minato and Tobirama. Like, I don't know if you ever saw it yet, Ken Rock, but, and I'm not trying to throw any shade towards them either, but fucking King Bullet came out with a video of Tobirama, and it completely caught me off guard too, because the guy was the first one to argue against anyone for Minato beating him, and even, like, debated Noodles on it. And now out of nowhere, this motherfucker is, like, doing the same shit either Noodles is doing or all these other people, and looking at all these statements or other shit, and then came to a conclusion that he's a live Sage 1 Madara level and Jubito level. And that Minato is only KCM 1 level. That's literally what he basically says in the fucking video.
There's no way
KCM
Minato is KCM 1 Naruto level.
It was crazy. It was the way he was saying the Yellow Flash and the 4th Hokage is the same, so therefore his speed is only gotten as impressive as to KCM 1 level speed, meaning the 4th Hokage, Raikage, that's it, okay? And then after done talking about him, then he talks about KCM Minato briefly, and I will give him credit, he does say why he performed bad and blah blah and this and that, but then after explaining why he performed the way he did, okay, that's still not enough, and he still wasn't fast enough to deal with Jubito, and yet Tobirama could, and all this other shit, yada yada, or whatever, and Tobirama also did this stuff with a live Madara, therefore Tobirama's speed and power is Jubito and a live Madara level, while Minato is only 4th Raikage level, or KCM 1 Naruto level.
Oh wait, Ken Life, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know where you went. But, like, when he said that, bro, I was like, there's no fucking way I'm hearing this shit. I was like, there's no way. like what happened to you, bro? How far have you fallen? You know, like it was just insane, like fucking insane.
No, and he left just as I fucking thought about the thing that shit. Because we talked before with Ken, the chat, not in Discord, because he never came here, but we talked. Oh, he's here. Oh, you're here.
There he is. Came back.
Dude, can you hear him?
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to take a phone call.
You're good.
No.
But no, it's just like I don't know. Like I don't know if you guys think I'm crazy or not, but I don't see how this is even like up for a discussion. Like it's not rocket science.
No.
I mean, if Tobirama was that powerful, I mean, realistically.
Then why did he lose to Ken again?
Why would he lose to
It's
anyone?
Jubito level.
Why would he lose to anyone? Exactly. To anyone.
Nobody at that point. Even Hashirama would be weaker.
Exactly.
Not Madara that.
And Madara.
Like why? But when you ask that question, you want to know what everyone else says? Oh, because he just didn't have any chakra, or he is fatigued. That's not an excuse. Like there's so many characters that are in the same situation, and they still are able to pull the W or win or not die. Or what's the excuse for the first time then? When he has the second Raikage by his side, and they're fighting against Rogue Ninja from the Cloud Village. And it's just Ken and Gin, not even with other ninja, just Ken and Gin alone. And he was still put to the verge of death.
Well, who's going to tire him out to that point? Let alone anything else, like ignoring everything else. Like who even tires him out to the point where he can even be?
But no, you want to know what that excuse for that is too? Oh, he was just ambushed and caught off guard. They both just got attacked from behind and didn't know they were there. Even though it's a peace treaty. Madara wasn't there. I don't think he was.
Well, I mean, just in general, had Madara never been jumped or ambushed, I mean, you think somebody a couple of Madara he had been.
Oh yeah, exactly. For sure. There was bounties on Madara and Hashirama. You know what I mean? Like there was all kinds of shit. Assassinations being placed on them, you name it. You know, like the only time Madara ever got caught off guard was from Zetsu, but that's because of his abilities. He's just weird.
And from Hashirama.
And then from Hashirama because he never thought Hashirama was going to kill him. He really believed he would never go that far. You know, and he can distinguish between wood clones, you know, but he didn't think, but it's just at that point of moment when it did happen, like Hashirama did a wood clone just in time, and so he thought he'd beaten Hashirama, and even if that was a clone, and if it was Hashirama, he wasn't thinking he was just going to fucking kill him. Like when Hashirama killed him, you could see his face expression and everything, like wood clone and everything.
Yeah,
like he was like it felt like he was like betrayed. Like he actually felt heartbroken from that. He was like, I can't believe you actually like are going like just killed me, you know, basically. And Hashirama like finally cuts his bond from Madara, and it's like no matter what, says that one phrase, and ever since that moment, that's what made Madara snap even more and gain more hatred and go the route he did, because he even lost his best friend in the end. You know, and that's why he went the route he did. Still somehow survived from being stabbed in the fucking heart, and then fucking bit off a chunk from him or whatever, I think. And then
Izanagi.
Yeah, and then that's what it was, Izanagi. And then what he did is he hid whatever, and then after like eons, not eons but years, and like using Hashirama cells to survive, he eventually awakens the Rinnegan. He didn't awaken it immediately. A lot of people confuse that. They think he awakened the Rinnegan the moment he had Hosh cells. He didn't get that shit until like he was old.
Yeah, wasn't he like 110 or something?
Yeah.
Almost, yeah, like that.
So, and that's when he learned about the Rinnegan and all that, and then he was able to read the tablet even more, and that's when, he just, went haywire and then decided to manipulate Obito and go that route, and you name it. So... But anyways, yeah, bottom line is, I just can't stand it. Like, friend, there's a guy, with me and him are cool, by the way. Me and him are friends. We talk about shit all the time in Naruto vibes like this. Or, what's it called? Or we even had debates before. And there's a guy, Mononichi, but he... Yeah, he is... Bro, that motherfucker will sit on Tobirama's dick any day, bro. And, like, and he makes every excuse for him in the book. And it's like, bro, like, no. Like... There's no excuse. And then not only that, like the most recent thing he brought up, which I was aware of this statement as well, but it's really not a good statement. It's a very dumb statement. Is with the 6 path tools that it gives you the power to be stronger than the 5 Hokage. Okay, which I'm gonna be honest with you right now. If that was Hashirama or any other Hokage, or you know what I mean, like no, Hashirama would not have lost to those people with the fucking tools. If that was the 4th or 3rd Raikage, they would have speed blitzed and killed them. Okay, like I don't want to fucking hear it. You know what I mean?
Like imagine Hashirama that was able to subdue the 9 tails, the full power 9 tails.
Literally.
Yep. And then you have those two.
And I'm like, you're really gonna tell me those tools make you stronger than the Hokage, all 5? Come on, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it is very strong because of its hacks ability. It can seal you, basically, and all that. It's kind of similar to the Totsuka Blade. But, like, and then the other tool, it's like ninjutsu attacks, and it requires a shit ton amount of chakra. Yeah. But, like, there's no way. All because, those tools are stated to be stronger than the 5 Hokage. That could just be implied during that time and era and present. Okay? So, meaning when they were alive, so what? It's the 2nd Raikage, Tobirama, and whoever else? Who the fuck cares? Like, great that it was stronger than all those Kage present. You know what I mean? If you want to even take it that far. But it's more of just a hyperbole statement, similar to the whole Sasuke thing. It's just stupid. And all because you have weapons or tools does not make you more powerful than all 5 Hokage. It's not how that works.
No. You have to be pretty fucking powerful to even use those, dude.
Exactly. And the only reason why they could was because they had the 9 tails chakra.
By the way, Tenten used it, but it like drained all.
It almost killed her. Yeah, it literally she could not use it anymore. Otherwise, it would have killed her, which is still impressive. Yeah, very impressive. But yeah, no. So overall, it's just it's dumb. It's so fucking dumb, dude.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty stupid. Ignorant as.
It's really fucking stupid, but.
Yeah, but he fucking left again. Holy shit.
Yeah, he had to go call or something or whatever.
Yeah, but you get it again.
But I'm gonna head out real quick, so I'm gonna get something to eat and shit. I might be, if you want, we could probably hang later tonight too, if you want to talk more and shit. I'm just gonna take a break, go eat something and whatnot, and then get some content rolling in.
Yeah, I get it, dude. It's 9 a.m. here, or 9 a.m. It's 1 a.m. here.
Yeesh. Oh yeah, so you'll probably be in bed then. What's it called?
It depends. Like if it was an hour, sure, but if it was like 2 or 3 or 4, then nah, dude.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, no, yeah. So don't worry about it, bro. What's it called? Like, it's up to you. We can either do like an extra hour or 2, if you're cool with that, or and I'm just gonna get like something to eat real quick, so it'll take me like 5 minutes. And that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. No, if it's like 5 minutes, then sure, I'll stay here. No. If it's 5 minutes, wait, and I need to take a.
Well, how much longer do you got? No.
Well, like tell me the fucking hour you want to get off completely, because I'll be here too. I don't care.
Okay.
I look forward to this, and we couldn't do it yet. So. Yeah,
no, that's fine. What's it called? We can do like another hour or 2 if you're cool with that. If not, then
sure.
We'll end it here. Sure. All right, but let's go. Let me bring back the. I'm gonna go back the statement routes again. Hang on.
Oh yeah.
I
just need to wait for.
I want to look over more aids and shit. Let me see. Oh god damn it! I don't know what the fuck was that. All right, I'm gonna pull the stream up too so you can see what I'm seeing. Alright, has a chance.
Do you believe that Sasuke would be able to do that with his genjutsu? No MS.
With CM2 maybe, but I don't know. Like, because anytime, like basically from what I've seen over Naruto, the people that are ever able to tame that, like for instance, like the full power 9 tails was Madara, Obito, and even Fugaku said he could be able to do it with his Mangekyo Sharingan, though. Not with his base, but Mangekyo. While Obito and Madara over here just doing it with fucking, 3 Tomo,
Yeah. And
So
Hashirama, but no genjutsu there.
exactly, you know.
fucking
So,
brute force.
but Sasuke, I don't know, bro. To say that he has Obito or Madara level genjutsu with 3 Tomo, that's pretty crazy.
No, that's bullshit. That's
Like, see, and then it says the utmost limit of the Sharingan, which once was able to control the Nine-Tailed Fox. One can get a glimpse of it in Sasuke 2 when he controls Manda. Which, all because he has a glimpse of it doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean he can control. It just goes to show he can kind of see it, you know? Oh, look at this. Sasuke's ocular powers can even capture the Nine-Tailed Fox's spirit that dwells in Naruto's body. What the fuck does that mean? Like...
I'm not sure.
Like, okay, it's very vague, but then once again, then you'll have people be like, oh, what it says he can capture it, so meaning the Nine-Tails is useless. It's like, no, bro.
Like, he did, like, Sasuke did fucking...
He suppressed it.
Yeah, he
but
suppressed it.
he's not
He did
suppressing fucking V2. You know what I mean? Or fucking full transformation. Get the fuck out of here.
No, the full 9... No. But dude, I'm gonna be right back, because otherwise I'm gonna piss myself.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna go get on this.
But,
This is a funny one. Because for some reason, people actually think it's crazy for this to even be a battle. Kakashi versus Kakuzu. Who would actually win if it was 1v1?
but which versions? Like, which version of Kakashi?
Hang on. The one we saw. Kakuzu arc.
Well, that already happened. It was like...
Exactly. But who wins it if no one else was there and it was just Kakashi and Kakuzu? Like, just them two.
Like, it was pretty close, though. Like...
Right? They're back and forth, relative. Who do you think wins, though?
Who do I think wins?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kakazu kind of pinned him down at the end to the ground. And, like, if it weren't for Shikamaru, that trick he did, like, Kakazu would actually kill Kakashi. But he didn't use Kamui. He never used Kamui. So, I think Kakazu takes it, but if Kakashi uses Kamui, he's like, nothing.
So this is what I've seen, you know, because in character, if it's bloodlusted, Kamui, he's dead. GG. That's it. That's simple. But if it's in character, Kakashi doesn't want to resort to the Mangekyo unless he's absolutely doesn't have any choice, you know?
Yeah.
So, in character, he's going to be using Shadow Clone, substitution like he always does to fill out his opponent, fight against them and everything. You could even argue that Kakashi could most definitely probably get the drop on Kakuzu at a certain point and get at least one of his hearts, which is Raikage. But, you know, then the same thing's going to happen like he did before. He's going to get caught off guard, get kicked or whatever, you name it. And so he's going to be like, okay, this is weird. He's going to have to, like, start realizing what his abilities are and everything, which he's not going to have any problem with that because he was able to perform very, very well and great against Tendo Pain and the other guy to kind of see what was going on. Even though Pain was holding back, you know, because he's needing intel, he still did really good analyzing and realizing what was going on and all that, and, you know, shadow clones and shit. Because what could easily happen is he could just do like that lightning shadow clone that he did on Pain, but instead to Kakuzu, and then, you know, hit him with a Raikage at the same time, and that's it. You know, it's one heart, and then it goes from there. But anyways, so, you know, they're going to kind of fill each other, go back and forth, whatever. Probably, you know, he kills his clone, he kills the other. And then while they're doing it, once, you know, Kakuzu starts using like his puppet things, Kakashi's just going to have to use like his Raikage, which you could definitely argue that he would cut through that shit. So like if he hits it, it's dead because they're not fast. You know what I mean? Like they're fast enough to keep pressure on you, you know, like while you're trying to deal with all of them at once. But if he's just like does Raikage, because you got to remember, like Kakashi on that whole time, he was just on the defense. He wasn't even playing offense, you know. And the main reason why is because he's trying to like let Shikamaru and all of them get their vengeance and shit. He's just trying to help them out, you know. And so he was on the defense the whole time, also having to deal with Hit-On at the same time. Dealing with them at first, then it's just Kakuzu. And then it gets to the point where eventually Kakashi, like, you know, that one point that you talked about where he gets caught off guard from behind because Kakuzu was able to distract him with the other things and then, you know, grab him from behind. But I feel like at that point, when that happened, you know, Kakashi had two options: either use Raikage and cut those tentacles, which he could have, you know, and then go from there, and then start using Raikage and shit, or he would just use Kamui right there on Kakuzu and he's dead. You know what I mean? Or better yet, even during the fire moment where Kakuzu does like his fire style, he even has a conversation with Naruto where he's like, hey, like fucking, if you didn't show up and whatnot and everything, I would have had to resort to using Kamui in order to kill Kakuzu. So he even admits himself that, you know, that would have been his last resort as Kamui, you know what I mean? But like, you know, he could do pretty good with Raikage, maybe get a couple hearts, whatever, or, you know, or deal with the tentacles at the very least with Raikage. But eventually it is going to come to a point where he will have to use Kamui to win. Yeah. So, and that's basically what happened. Because even though Kakuzu had Kakashi like that, it wasn't that Kakashi couldn't move. It was just Kakashi was like, oh, fuck, you know, you got me. And then eventually Kakuzu gets on top of him and he's like, it's over. You know what I mean? And at that point, imagine like Kakuzu's like, it's over. And then Kakashi just does Raikage, you know, and cuts it off and is still going at it. Or he's like, nah, it's over for you. And then Mingekyo Sharingan, and that's it. You know?
Yeah.
So
Kakuzu wouldn't be able to dodge that shit.
Yeah, he already had his tentacles on him. You know, he was about to steal his heart. That's easy Kamui right there for like his eye. Just looks at his head, bam, Kamui snipe his head off. GG. You know? So like that's all I'll say on that, you know. But like I don't know, I just don't see like at all. I don't see Kakuzu even winning that. I really don't.
Not with Kamui.
Mm-hmm.
Not with Kamui, definitely. If he uses it. Like if he does, then like he's not fucking.
Yeah, if he doesn't use Kamui, he's more likely gonna lose. Because he can only use Raikage for so long, you know?
Yeah, Kakuzu has those 4 golden. Yeah.
Like, you know, Kakashi, yeah, he has thousands of juices or whatever. And even his water style was so powerful where he's able to summon water where there's nothing and still counter a fire enhanced with wind style. Like, that's insane, you know?
Yeah. Like, went through it, but it just kind of blew it off.
Exactly. Like, the fact that he was even able to give himself enough time with water style was crazy. So, you know, he'll be able to go back and forth, you name it, whatever. But eventually it will be a point where not even Raikage will be enough unless he's able to pull what Naruto did and just, you know, get him again. But then again, that's only one heart again. You know, like, you know, because like the way I see it, if Kakashi's able to kill Kakuzu while the other hearts are out of him, then that could be a W because the other things have to go into his body while he's down for the count. You know what I mean? And Kakashi's not just going to let them run up and go in his body. You know what I mean? Now, in the anime, which this did piss me off, Kakashi and Shikamaru just literally just watch them run. And they're not even running fast. They're just like, you know, hobbling back and forth. And then literally we just watch him run all the way to him, go into his body, which also takes a bit. Instead of, hey, bro, if that was me and I was Kakashi, I'd be doing Shadow to stop him. Or if I was Kakashi, I'd do Raikage and just keep stabbing him on the ground. You know? Like, they just literally sat there and watched him come back to life. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Well, that was stupid. I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. But either way, like, if he's able to take out Kakuzu while the other hearts are out and trying to fuck him up, you know, then, what, you know, at that point, as long as he prevents them from going into his body and just deals with them, which I don't see why Kakashi wouldn't be able to deal with those things. Kakuzu is just the main threat, you know? Then that'll be just that, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And then the tuning, they were able to catch Kakuzu slipping, you know, and Kakashi's more than capable of doing shadow clones as well. And if Naruto can be able to beat him twice with just 3 shadow clones, you're not going to tell me Kakashi can't do it with Raikage either, you know. Yeah. So like, you know, like it can go either way. He can do the same exact thing, whatever. Kakashi's very intelligent. He can be able to figure it out. But at the end of the day, if it really goes towards in a fight, like let's say, you know, nothing's working for some reason, he can't even do that, you know, then he's going to have to resort to Kamui. And that's it. The moment he starts whipping out Kamui, it's over. You know?
Yeah.
So
Kakuzu is nothing he can do.
Exactly. But the only reason I was bringing that up is there's actually a lot of people that think that either me or other people are crazy to say Kakashi could win even with Kamui. you know, they're always saying like, oh no, Kakuzu's faster and he blitzed Kakashi over and over and Kakashi couldn't even do anything and blah blah blah.
Yeah, fucking, it doesn't matter if it's the case. Kamui is faster than both of them.
Apparently not.
It just is. Like, you know,
I know. Trust me, I know, but not to them. They think Kakuzu can dodge Kamui too fast.
well, yeah, but they also think Kakuzu could pain, so expect.
Exactly. Basically. But like, I'm not gonna shit on Kakuzu. Could he be able to pull it off? You know, somehow, some way, if Kakashi wasn't, you know, using Kamui, sure, maybe. But it's like, Kakashi has, but he wasn't using it. You know, he even states in arts that he would have been forced to at that one moment with the fire style. And then also, you know, like, Kakashi's Raikage was shown multiple times to cut through his tentacles. So it's not like if he gets grabbed by the tentacles, he's fucked. You know what I mean? Like, he can just summon lightning and cut it. That's it. You know? And then also, like, even at that moment where he was pinned and it was inside his body, you know, that wasn't a guaranteed GG either. It was just Kakuzu kind of got the upper hand on him and it was like, all right, it's over. And how many times do you see in battles where someone says it's over and it still goes? You know? Like, and then not only that, like, all he has to do is just do Raikage, cut that shit, and try to stab him, and Kakuzu's gonna have to back up and keep fighting him again. Or, you know, it can be a clone, or it can be, you know, Raikage, lightning clone to paralyze. Like, imagine that. That would backfire, you know? If he does a Raikage clone and Kakuzu goes on top of him, it's over, and he just gets fucking electrocuted, and then just a sitting duck for his, you know, Raikage from behind. You know, so... Like, I don't know, Kakashi, he has ways, he knows thousands of jutsus, you name it, he can do clone, substitution. Yeah, I could see him being able to pull it off too, but if you want to at least give Kakuzu the benefit of doubt and respect both characters, then yeah, sure, Kakuzu might be able to win, you know, but like, it's like, I don't know, dude, it's just weird because like, even if you watch that whole fight in the manga, at the points where Kakuzu is starting to get the upper hand, all those points Kakashi could have just done Kamui, you know? At any point in time, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, like you gotta basically assume that Kakuzu could be able to do a fatal blow, and that never happened. You know, like the whole time they fought, that never happened. Otherwise, Kakashi would have died. You know.
Yep.
Well,